Hello and welcome to Applied Theatre India Foundation. You know that Applied Theatre India Foundation is working in the field of education and awareness in applied theatre in India. But when we talk about a lot of things in relation with applied theatre, sometimes we also, try to talk with our students, our alumni, because we feel that they are our strength. So today we're going to meet somebody like that who had completed the diploma in applied theater and now she's working in a very interesting area. So I'll just will not keep you waiting. I'll welcome Bansri Pandey. All right, so we have Bansri Pandey joining from Nepal straight away, and she's our diploma student, and we're going to know what exactly she does in Nepal and what she's working into. But before that, Bansri, welcome to this interview. We always talk to our alumni to understand where they stand and what exactly they are doing. Uh, so warm welcome, and tell us. I know you're not from Nepal. So where are you from, and where you did your schooling, and how did you reach to Nepal?
Thank you, Kaustav. I'm glad to be here. Hello, everyone. My name is Bansri Pandey. I am originally from Ahmedabad, Gujarat. I've been born and brought up in Ahmedabad, where I've done my schooling from. And after that, I did my architecture, bachelor's in architecture from Jaipur, NIT Jaipur. And then I moved to Kathmandu in Nepal after I got married to a Nepali. And after that, I went for my master's in project management in Germany. And last year, I've done my diploma in applied theatre from Applied Theatre Foundation. So that's how I'm here in Kathmandu, in Nepal.
Okay, wonderful. And when like you have a very diverse field of study coming from architecture and now working in the field of education for that matter, how the transition happened? So you're not practicing architecture anymore. You made a shift from your architectural studies.
Yes, very much. I actually never practiced architecture as in traditional way. I studied architecture, but eventually I moved to um, training in the field of training and creating, developing training materials for softwares used for architects. So I moved into how to be efficient as an architect. So these kind of trainings I used to do. And recently, till last year, I was in the same field. And now I have completely shifted uh, from my technical field into theater.
Okay.
So
So
now I do theater full time.
absolutely. So you were doing theater since childhood? Like, have you did theater in your school also, or when you were studying in Ahmedabad, uh, did you performed on stage?
Yes, I was a student of Kathak. So I did my Kathak for about 7 years. And through my Kathak Institute, I used to perform at various different places as a professional dancer. And I got the opportunity from the same institute to participate in two of the professional plays, children plays, that they performed on stage. So while I was in school, I got a chance to perform with many wonderful artists. And that's where my theater journey began from. And eventually, later, I could not really pursue theater as my career or profession, something, but that stayed. The love for theater was always there. And for last 7 years, I've been working as a volunteer, part time, with a theater institute here in Kathmandu, uh, where I used to support them with many theatrical management aspects. So somehow I wanted to stay connected to theater, even though I was practicing into a different field. Um, so that's how my journey into theater has been going on.
Okay, But then how did you come to know about applied theater?
The idea of what I wanted to do outside the performance space, when I used to be here in Kathmandu, look around and research what's happening, I always felt that there's something more beyond just performances. A lot of people who are doing performances on stage, but there is definitely a lot of opportunities. I could see that how do we take the theater out of the performance space and go into people's homes, people's offices, in schools and colleges? How do we take the benefits of theater out of the stage? And I really didn't know how to do it, and I was researching it and talking to a lot of people, and that's how I came across applied theater, the field of applied theater, and uh, when I started reading about it, looking at around, uh, I stumbled upon Applied Faith India's Foundation uh, website where I began to learn more. So there was the idea of what applied theater is something that I realized that there is a need for it in the space around me. And through my research, I found out that there is a subject which is called applied theater.
Uh, for the benefit of the audience, I would like to tell you that Bansri is a student of second batch of Diploma in Applied Theatre that we run in a hybrid mode. So the details about the diploma is given in the description. So if you're interested, you can go and just click the link and you will get all the details. But Bansari, tell me, how was the experience of diploma program?
It was wonderful. I think it's a very beautiful mix of several different topics, very nicely structured, very thoughtfully brought together. And it gives you a nice introduction to many of the different aspects of applied theatre, many different forms of theatre which can be used uh, and mixed together uh, and used in various uh, surroundings, various places around you. And it can be used so it also touches upon, if you're working in schools, it also touches the ideas if you're working in corporates, if you're working with children, working with adults. So it is a mix of many things that you get an exposure to. So it was a good eye opener for me that there are so many opportunities available around the subject of theatre. Beautiful mix of many different ideas and a good exposure for anyone who's wanting to step into this field. So for me, it really helped me gain the confidence in getting into theatre. I was always a little bit hesitant towards whether I'm able to, whether I have the skills to do what I wanted to do, whether I have the right tools, whether I can do it or not. And after doing this course, I gained the confidence. I figured there are so many tools and techniques that we can mix and match and use. And it also gave me a good platform to collaborate with so many people. Um, it, it's a good networking platform as well for me. And it's a good support system that I got now that if I have any doubts, I have so many people to talk to.
Correct.
So I think it's a good uh, starting point for anyone who wants to get into it.
Absolutely. I always say that, applied theater is a kind of a community or shared learning space where you start learning and then you just keep learning. There is no end to it. Okay. But tell us
Sure, definitely.
what exactly you are doing in Nepal nowadays. We see a lot of interesting photographs with children. We see a lot of interesting reels that you do. We see crocodiles. So tell us what exactly you're doing in Nepal.
Sure. So from last year, August onwards, me and a friend of mine started this initiative called the Joy House Collective. So the idea behind this initiative is to develop performances, storytelling sessions for a very young audience, which is starting from 3 years old to about 10, 11 years old. So when I It all started when I realized, because of my daughter, who's now 6 years old, that there is not much theater for children happening in this country. Now, there are a lot of performances that children do on stage, but professional artists performing for children, where the kind of exposure they get from that kind of performance is not happening anywhere. Uh, Sometimes, rarely, we get some few performances or few shows from international artists who are coming from festivals, international theatre festivals, and so on. But nothing is happening on a regular basis in Kathmandu or outside Kathmandu, Nepal. So I saw this gap that we can definitely give this new kind of exposure to children of this age. From very early on, we see how art is able to support them in their learning, support them in their expression, give them a platform to express their emotions. So through the research, we found that um, the form of puppetry, the form of storytelling, and a mix of um many of these applied theater techniques is able to help them give that exposure. So the idea of our initiative is to take the theater into the spaces where children are comfortable and children are already present. So we
Okay.
take the theater to schools, we take our performances to hospitals, we take performances to slums, we go to also places where children, wherever places, all these places wherever children are present. So we are taking the theater out of the theater and performing for them. So that is the idea that we have started working on. So we used children's stories, take them, adapt them into a small performance of about 30, 40 minutes. It's very interactive. So considering the attention span of a 3-year-old to 10 years, so we make it quite interactive for them, engaging them into the story. And at the end of this 30, 40 minutes, we also take the support of arts and crafts forms where they express what has happened in their head for 45 minutes, uh, how they perceived that story, what they have understood, and they pour all their imagination into a art and craft exercise. It's about 1.5 hours of engaged in exercise that we do. So that's the idea we started working with.
That's very interesting. Uh, because performing in front of children is one part, but then again, allowing them to share what they have learned and what is their thought process, whatever they have imagined is somewhere like, it's like coming back to the point, closing the circle. And I think that's very essential thing that you're doing.
Exactly.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So how do you approach schools? Like, are you connected with some specific schools over there? What kind of schools are these? Is are like international schools or community schools, government schools? What kind of children you work with?
So when we started with the schools that we already know. So people, the principals or uh, the administrators we already know. So we approached them and started giving them a few demo sessions. What It's very difficult to explain in words what we do. So we started doing demo sessions, and those schools that have got interested into this, they have continued calling us for regular basis. Most of the time, we work with kindergartners, so from nursery to class up to UKG or up to like senior KG. That's what we call in India, and it's up to class two. So basically, kindergartners and primary level children. Um, Later on, what we felt that because we did a couple of volunteer free sessions to many places, we started working for those schools which actually needed a free session, where the
Hmm.
free session would actually make an impact. So that's when we started talking to community schools. underprivileged children schools, schools where there are children with intellectual disabilities, and so on. So we started developing a content that would um, work for these children as well. And now, since last couple of um, months, we have started working with many of the preschools on a regular basis, international schools, local schools. We've not yet worked with government schools because still a new initiative and it's takes a long process to work with government. So we're still in the process of doing that. And so currently we're working with private schools as well as community schools.
Okay. And tell us how this diploma in applied theater is really helping you in doing what exactly you want to do.
Well, it's helping me in many different ways. For example, as I said earlier, that it has built my own confidence, first of all, that I am capable of doing it because I'm now equipped with many tools and techniques that uh, I use very frequently. For example, a lot of theater games, tools, and techniques that I use with children on regular basis. We learned about theater of oppressed during a applied theater foundation course. I used forum theater with children. So the crocodile that you mentioned earlier is a story about a crocodile and in an environment of climate change. And then we stop at a conflict and ask the children to take the story forward. They debate, they discuss. We use a lot of forum theater tools and techniques with children. So it has equipped me with so many tools and techniques that I now apply it in the work that I do. So I use theater games, I use theater in education methodologies that we have worked with, storytelling module that I learned. It also helped me develop my own confidence in becoming a storyteller. And then now with Theater of Prest, we have started developing those techniques into our performances as well. Uh, Many of these tools and techniques, the forms that you have introduced us during this course, is slowly and gradually I'm trying to build upon that to do what I want to do.
Great. So what is your future plan? Like how do you look yourself say after 10 years? Where exactly you want to take the practice that you are doing right now?
It's a long way. I have not thought about the 10 years yet. But definitely that I see a lot of scope in this country where, as I said, in other countries, it's very natural, normal to see professional artists performing for children. Something so normal is so abnormal in this country because no one has done it and
Correct.
no one is doing it. So I feel that there is a lot of scope for this kind of opportunities and work. And we want to establish our initiative art of um, amalgamation of many different art forms, arts, painting, sculptures, publication, literature, theater. We want to do make art accessible to many children across the country. That's our target. It could be all kinds of children. So we currently have the goal of making it art accessible. That's why we go to cancer hospital and also perform. We also go to slums and also perform. We also go to private schools and perform. Uh, and at the same time make art a little bit more accessible and art-based learning a new a trendsetter for this country.
Correct.
So
Correct.
that's what our current goal is. Let's see where it takes us in next 10 years.
Absolutely. I think that's a very unique at the same time. Um, it's a need of a time. The education system everywhere, not only in India or Nepal, but education system everywhere is is so much of deprived in different ways, right? That it need to be supported by arts. Okay, and that's why, of course, the new education policy happening in India, they have integrated a lot of art and even the sports components in it to make it more the knowledge more applicable for students, not just the sake of knowledge or information, but the application part of it need to be highlighted. So yeah, whatever you're doing is absolutely amazing and need of an hour. Tell me the last thing. What
Thank you
about
so much.
what exactly you would like to tell uh, for people who would really want to get into the field of applied theater, want to study applied theater, want to do diploma? What is that one thing that you would like to share?
I think go for it. It really brings you, gives you big exposure to many forms, and you don't really have to pick and choose one to do it. You don't have to do practice only apply theater even at the end. I think it's something that gives you builds your exposure, it gives you a new way of thinking. That there are so many opportunities available, and then based on the context of your own country, of your own place where you are, in your own situation in your life, what you're trying to do, you can apply those techniques for yourself in your own way. So there is no, I think the one thing I really learned from this applied data course is uh, look, you can be who you want to be. You just need a lot of good support and keep learning. So I think anyone who's interested in applied theater course should really give it a go. It will lead you somewhere, definitely in your own way. And there are many pathways that will open up for you.
Absolutely. And as we constantly say that the primary goal of the foundation is to create applied theater facilitators. And we strongly believe that every facilitator is different, every facilitator is unique. So we don't really believe in creating stereotypes of these facilitators, but we try to identify or help you identify what is your focus area, what is your niche, what is your interest, and within that, how you can develop your work. And that's what the foundation is really, really, focused on. Bansari, thank you very much for being here today, sharing your journey. I'm sure there is a lot more to come. So maybe when we meet after 1 or 2 years, the work has gone exponentially high on whatever level that you're thinking about. But what I really like is most of the time people get into in the area of working with teachers or adults or students who are above the age of 8 and 10 years. But what you're doing is really very, very exciting, very courageous for that matter. They're working with, children like 3.5 years is really very challenging, very responsible at the same time. But you're doing it very successfully. I wish you
Yeah,
all the very
yes.
best. And I hope your work will
Thank
reach
you so much,
the
Doctor.
yeah, your work will reach to the level that you're expecting. Uh, you'll get more and more schools, more and more organizations to work with. Uh, Keep your children happy, make them do whatever they want to do, and give them a exposure as much as possible. I wish you all the very best, and I hope to see you sometime very soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Costa, for inviting me. And